Man, we are live. I'm sorry I didn't do you a quick countdown, brother.
You didn't tell me shit.
I didn't.
We just lost our sponsors. We got to be better.
But we are live in the house. Counterplay Conversations. We're here, man. We're here. You got Expedition 33 in your background. Is this a Hyperion account? Is that what that is?
Yes. Man, I love this game, bro. Like, I don't know. People don't realize it, and that's gonna be my whole personality. Is this game? I'm on the endless towers right now.
Ooh. We got a lot of cons coming out right now. Which character would you
So I would go as a custom character. Okay, I'm gonna pick somebody from an expedition that's not released yet. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be for real with you. They teased the black dude. They gave him a whole scene. They gave him a whole scene. They gave him a scene and some dialogue.
Yeah.
And I was expecting to see the black man. You know, and like if you get into politics, you know that they sent an all-black crew first. They got tired of sending their sons and daughters. There's a POC expedition. There's an all-POC expedition because they were sending us. I believe it. And if it's not, I'm gonna write the story.
So that's a great story. That is something that I honestly
somebody save it. Somebody
would deep dive on for sure.
Remind us to talk about.
literally, I think that would be great. What up, Earth's Core? What up, Stinker Poo? What up, Soho's World? What up, everybody on Mindful Gamers page and a Big Closed Fist page? This is Counterplay Conversations, and today's conversation is about gaming creators, the life expectancy of a gaming creator, and just where they are today. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Man, now I will say, just being transparent with everyone, Mindful Gamer, you brought this topic upon us today. What were some of your thoughts going into it?
Man, to be honest with you, I was thinking about us doing our show, to be honest. And I thought about us talking, and I thought about all the other content creators I've seen on TikTok. And I thought about the way that people create content. I thought about what's going on in the world. And like, is this important? Does it matter? What kind of person am I if I'm out here playing Clair Obscur, having the greatest time as the bombs are falling?
As the bombs are falling.
I feel like I don't know how to do it in the world that we live in, sort of, and so there's that motivation to do it. What you think?
No, I think that's great. I think that's something to really ponder, because I was cracking some jokes with like some friends while I was playing the game not too long ago of like, imagine the type of shit content creators would do. Like they would have like a countdown. You know what I'm saying? Like there would be like, what's up, guys? Welcome to the next 5 tips on how to survive a missile bomb, or something.
That's where we're going, man. That's where we're going, bro. Like, is it AI or is it a scene from Call of Duty 3? A cutscene for one of the movies, like
literally. So it makes me think, okay, because let's just say, and this is a whole philosophical question on like what people will want to do with their last day on Earth. Right? Like, that's a whole thing. But I can imagine, right? Some people, let's say you're constantly creating, you got the streams popping months before, and people are starting to love you. I could imagine someone hitting you up in the DMs and saying, hey man, like, I know there's a lot going on, like the world getting ready to, end and everything, but like, you did say you would stream Sunday. Like, I'm still kind of looking forward to that. I know you're playing the beat 'em up disco game. Like, I just kind of want to know some tips on like, just before we go, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it'd be nice. So like, I don't know if you're with your family or whatever, but like, if you could just turn on the stream for a little bit, that would be ideal. Just that's how you would do it. You know what I mean? So like, that would be good.
But I feel like that's what it is, though. And like, there's a lot of like big streamers who like don't have to deal with the same day, even if we bring it back some from the end of the world, like who don't have to deal with like the day-to-day struggles that an up-and-coming streamer has to deal with, or that someone has to do. So when they say things like, is streaming harder than a 9-to-5, depends on how much money and privilege you got in your life, depending on what's going on around you, depending your family situation, for some people it absolutely is. They have to go to work all day and then come home and try to come and be happy and in a great mood so that they can stream all day. So yeah, it might be harder than a 9-to-5, depending on, whether or not you would get stopped by the
Right.
Stop other
Right.
people in the
Right.
airplane, at the airport whenever you're
Yeah.
going through. Why can't I think the TSA? There's the joke. It was
TSA
coming,
people.
Ronell. It was
Yeah.
coming.
No, I seen it. I
I
seen it. I
wonder.
seen it. The
Okay, good. You
TSA.
saw the vision? Yeah.
I
Okay.
did.
Good.
I did.
Yeah.
And it's a good question, right? Because with everything going on, we talk about video games, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, despite popular opinion right now, video games often touch on a lot of these topics almost direct. Some games directly touch on these. A
Specific.
lot of games touch on a lot of everything that we've been talking
venture
about.
to say that 95% of them, to be honest with you.
Honestly, even you brought up Black Ops. Like Black Ops kind of talked a lot about this
All
directly.
the time. Spec Ops The Line. If you've never played Spec Ops The Line, play through that. That is,
right,
and that should be if there were a such thing as a video game school, that game should be required to play.
100%. I would love another one. By the way, I thought that's what Mind's Eye was kind of going to be, but
yeah,
it is not.
It was Spec Ops The Bottom.
But even let's just say, all right, because I know we're kind of jumping, but let's just say you're a Call of Duty player, right? You're a Call of Duty streamer. Everyone come for you for Call of Duty conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people would think that I'm gonna just stream my game and that's gonna be that, right? And I get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we look at the fact that Call of Duty has been used by the U.S. government to push for military recruits, that's a little crazy to not discuss as they skim through everyone's Call of Duty stats to figure out who they're going to put on the front line. You know
right.
right.
And I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, it's crazy that you're not in a community where someone would want to discuss that. Like, if you're really and I guess it just depends on what level of awareness you have about stuff in society. If you got a higher level of awareness about things in society, being a gaming content creator is tough. It's so tough. It's so everything that you play is something to talk about. And so it just depends on the kind of community that you want to build. But I feel like for the most part, what we have in the gaming content space is a bunch of people who are living their best lives, being paid by the subs from people that come in to forget about theirs. And those same people then want to try to become streamers, but you're not acknowledging how hard it is to stream in an environment like this.
Yeah. And again, this entire conversation going forward is only to someone. It only makes sense if you think of content creators in the capacity of people who are aware and have a little bit of empathy toward
even the
things that are happening in the world. Right? There are absolutely content creators who couldn't give a shit about literally anything but either that game or that bag. You know what I mean? That is 100% it.
And will do anything to get it.
1000%. They are not a part of this conversation we're having here. Right? They don't give a shit, right? And they wouldn't give a shit no matter what field they was in, right? But for the people like you said who, have a little bit of empathy, you know what I'm saying, who have a little bit of understand, just a tad bit of understanding on types of things that are going on in the world versus the type of things that they're playing, it's very hard to just sit there and play Papers, Please, which is a game of literally about immigration, you know what I'm saying, and not say anything, right? That's crazy, right? To play or talk nostalgically about games like Red Faction and not think about the fact that the game is called Red Faction. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the goal of what we do for because that's what I thought of. That's what got me through. When I got to that place where I was like, man, why do I want to do this with 8-Bit Closed Fist? I appreciate the people that show up and stuff, but even in my own community, man, I appreciate the stuff that people show up, but sometimes I just don't have the energy. I just don't have the I cannot imagine getting online, trying to be in a good mood, playing this video game and being a fake person for 4 hours, man. I just can't do that. I don't want to be a downer all the time. We happy few. I'm not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, my guy. Another shepherd has joined my flock on my TikTok. Okay, now you can hear me. It might come through as well, but when I have a new follower, I have an AI Jesus that welcomes them to the Church of New Game Plus, which is extremely sacrilegious and terrible. But it is funny because if you give enough money, AI Jesus will actually sing. But anyway, getting back to the conversation, what made me keep going is this new idea that I thought about for like what we could do for streaming and gaming. Because if I feel like I have a community of people that understand what's going on in the world, and like I can say an acknowledgement of that at the beginning, and then we talk about video games, that would be
Mhm.
dope. And then if
Mhm.
something happens in the game and I bring up something political, that
Mhm.
would be dope. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I've cultivated that community. So my solution was this. I think that the actual answer to this is to make more game streamers, but cap the number of people that you have in your community.
Interesting.
Cap the number, and then let's say I have 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
You got 10, and not just followers, screw that noise. 10,000 people that ride for you, that come, that pay attention, that like are in there, that are excited about the games you're excited about the discussion. I got 10,000, you got 10,000, me and you stream together whilst our communities watch, because there's just too many people in the game. Like you can't follow everyone. So like I'm thinking you do that, then DQ Roman, someone I know on TikTok, you know
Right.
that if I play with this person, this might be somebody that you can follow that understands what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when we have these game streamers that have like, I show millions of
Yeah.
people, you know,
Yeah.
like you lose out on that sense of community. You lose out on that sense of the people that you know are there. And that's how you end up getting the message. Hey, Mindful Gamer, you said you was going to stream Dead as Disco at 12 o'clock, you know, on Sunday. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah. So what you're saying is for the problem of gaming creators having to either one not talk about anything ever, right?
Right.
Or two, how can we talk about it while remaining like mentally, you know what I'm saying? Well, the solution to that would be to kind of have people who are engaged within our community who engage with us like a person. Right. To the point where like we don't have to, you know, necessarily fake or, you know, put on a persona. We can be our real selves, have real conversations about real things that's happening, and then, you know, let that off our chest so that we can continue playing games with the rest of the people.
Yes.
I like where that's going. Okay. Because I think a misconception is that you're either that's all you want to talk about.
Right.
I also want to not talk about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish the shit cannot be talked about. However, the shit is right in front of me, and like I can't not talk about this game that I love. I also can't not talk about the fact that ICE is around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like
You know?
I would like to talk about both of those things, right? And it would be nice to have a space where me, the creator, can also talk about both of those things.
Here's the thing. The reason that people don't do that, and why the community supporting you, and yes, even financially, if it's like $1, why they're supporting you, is you are not going to get advertisers. You are not going to be sponsored by people. If I'm being 100% truthful and honest, I shouldn't even be talking about Xbox Game Pass, much less using it right now. If I'm being 100% honest and really talking about it and really walking the walk, now I ain't pay for it. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that I ain't pay for it. Maybe I know somebody on the inside. You know what I'm saying? But like if I'm being 100% honest with what I'm walking through, I want to be able to talk about how Xbox Game Pass is on the boycott list because Microsoft Azure supplies AI software to Israel. You shouldn't be using Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, and Microsoft just did some more fishy stuff, dealing with like giving information away or block a bunch of other weird stuff, right?
And I want to be able to discuss that and talk about it, and then discuss alternatives for my community, like what, or if that's the case, and there's somebody in my community who really feels strongly about it, and they can't, Xbox Game Pass is what they use, and they can't use it, and I have access to it for free, and I can stream games for them and play for them and allow them an experience. I would love to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the choice. And this guy spurred for me because I saw a content creator on TikTok who did a sponsored advertisement for Mind's Eye. Everyone knows that game is not good. Everybody knows that. And we know it's true because they're not talking about it. That's how we know how it's that bad. It's that bad because they're not discussing it. If we
Yeah.
wanted to, we could. That's what we should do for fun later on. Just we need to get
Yeah.
together and trash that game for an hour and a half, the same way that everybody else does. I'll buy it just to do
Right.
it, and I will criticize the hell out of it. But they're not talking
1000%.
about it, you know. So the guy he did the sponsor stream and stuff like that. You can't discuss what's actually happening in the world and also be a gaming content creator that is successful. You can't ever let it show that it bothers you.
Yeah.
You can't ever talk about things that are actually happening. And like,
Yeah.
who wants to
'Cause
have a
there's
community like that?
because we brought up two different fronts. Well, there's really, I think, at least three that come up off the top of my head. And if you could think of any,
Yeah.
let me know. Because one of them is actual mental drain, right? Like, yes, we do want to acknowledge this big elephant in the room. We do want to express our thoughts about it, but it's also not something that it's depressing. It's not something that we want
I wanna
to,
do it all the time. That's why I'm
focus
playing
on,
video
right?
games.
Exactly. I'm playing just like you're playing. I mean, the second thing is the viewer, right? The viewer may not want to, they just see us as I talk about games and games only, and they just see me as a person on their screen, on their phone, right? That gives them what they want, right? So the moment I snap out of that and snap them back into, hey, I'm a real person, they lose interest, right? The third thing, or I may say something that they simply disagree with. The third thing that appears to be an obstacle, that is an obstacle, is corporations, companies, right? We say some shit about Israel. We say some shit about, Elon Musk. We say some shit about Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a long list of things, right, that we can possibly say that can end things, right? For, any type of sponsorships, brand deals, event invites, and all that shit. That also fucking sucks, right? So there's a few different fronts going against gaming creators. Another one would be simply the algorithm, right?
Yep.
Sometimes I think I've seen someone like someone sent me a message, like she's not really like on TikTok like that, but like she seen a video and she was like, why did this person like bleep black? Like, why did they not say black woman? Like, why did they like not say it? I'm gonna be like, to be honest, there's a chance that if they said black woman, this will be flagged as a political video, and now it may not get as much engagement. Like the algorithm, TikTok algorithm, Instagram algorithm is another obstacle to talking about some of these things, which sucks.
I mean, there's also a huge, the biggest obstacle that we could talk about to even anyone that's trying to be a streamer. That again, anyone that might get stopped by the TSA to have a random check on the way to go to the airport is going to struggle being a content creator that isn't just a stereotype, that isn't just a loud. And like, again, I'm not trying to knock, if people are going to say I'm hating, that's the group of people I don't want in my audience because they don't understand nuance. I'm not hating. I am so happy for them and thankful that they don't have to worry about half the shit that I worry about. I'm so glad for them, but like, my goodness, man, like it's tough, and like it's just hard to figure out where to pull that energy from to keep going.
Yeah, 1000%, 1000%.
Which
so
is
that
why
leaves
that community, yeah,
no, 100% the community. That's a very solid solution there, right? Because the alternative is gaming creators being these dystopian, hey guys, watch me finish this last few levels of Expedition 33 during our last few hours of being on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what gamers will turn into, right? Content creators at large, right? But gaming creators, while we play these
games that throw the themes in our faces.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a hard battle of not coddling the viewer, right? And you know what I'm saying? Like, we want them to be able to engage with the fact that it's a game, right? It is a game. That's why we're playing it. But we also shouldn't have to deny the fact that there are themes within this game that directly correlate with a lot of the bullshit that happens in real life.
Absolutely.
And we have to kind of battle that, because I feel like, and I think this is a lot of people at large, their stamina for that sort of conversation just dwindles. It has dwindled so much.
That they get triggered because they see a pronoun in a gaming collection screen. Ain't no way a creation screen. There's no way they have the capacity for these conversations. They don't have the capacity to deal with this. They want to ignore everything. I don't want a gaming community built of people that want to ignore what's going on in the world, man. Like, how could you play Clair Obscur and the commentary on grief and like not discuss that. Like, how could you not even that right now, how could you play Clair? You don't even know anything about the story. How could you play Clair Obscur, a game about like people die, because everybody knows that everyone dies once a year, and not have conversations about like climate change,
right?
Have conversations about like how could you do that? How do you see those metaphors and ignore them?
I'm almost for. Now, don't get started on metaphor Fantasio. People don't understand it's a metaphor.
How do they play? It's in their face. It's literally in their face, bro. It's slapping them in the face.
I genuinely think that if people played Spec Ops, they would leave with like now they would leave with like just don't ask too many questions. You know what I'm saying? They would leave with like, you got to be strong to be a soldier. Like that's what they would.
They'd call it woke too. They call
for sure.
Or and the excuses they would make for the scene. Oh, the excuses that they would make.
Yeah.
Oh,
1,000%. They would. Yeah. So that's kind of like some of the issues that I feel like come across being for lack of a better word, you know what I'm saying, which is a great word for being a woke gaming creator, really. Like a person who is just aware of things that's happening, but also liking to talk about video games. It's tough. And we got to become like a shell of some sort, you know what I mean? Like I fuck with my nigga Kaisen at every now and then, you know. I watch some of his streams. He's not talking about none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna hit you with some love God and everything will be okay. And just walk, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
no disrespect. No disrespect,
you know what I mean?
To Kaisen. This is a high level conversation.
You know what I mean?
Disrespect to Kaisen that I am as another black man. I'm happy he getting it. He deserved every bit of it. He worked his ass off. He deserves it.
Still
working. Never have to worry about nothing. Let him do. I'm not mad at him at all. Like I get it. I get upset at the people that look like us. That's on the like, well, this is woke. And there's one. I mean, how you let your community convince you to dress up as a literal clown and then stream a game like for 4 hours? That was crazy to me. I'm not gonna say no names because I'm not trying to get nobody no platform. But I'm just saying, like,
exist.
You know, like out there tap dancing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because that's the interesting thing about it, right? So we talked about being, you know, aware of very real things that's happening in both real life and themes that are fairly obvious for most people with a little bit of literacy that are happening in games, right? How that sphere is like dwindling down, how that kind of gaming creator, I won't say dwindling down, but like it's hard for them,
man. They tired,
right? But on the flip side, though, because we can talk about politics in gaming, right? That is an avenue. The algorithm can boost certain people talking about certain politics in gaming, right? Like there is a community that loves talking about politics in gaming.
They love it.
You can become an entire political gaming creator nowadays, as long as it's a little bit of racism, a little bit of misogyny, a little bit of homophobia, a little bit of bigotry, a little bit of xenophobia.
As long as you sprinkle a little bit in there, they got you.
As long as you are the opposite end of the spectrum now.
They got you.
And that's even more interesting.
Yeah. Because and it's the easiest way to get, like, it's just the easiest grift to jump on. Like, you will have a never ending amount of people to come into your community, and if you can say it better, or if you can say something more outrageous than what the other people who already exist are, you're well on your way. And again, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm necessarily mad at, especially people who look like us and who would not, who would get randomly selected at the TSA getting on the airplane. Like, I get it, because I feel like the world, you want to secure the bag for yourself and your family. I get it. I just don't respect you as much as I do someone else who doesn't do that, even if they don't ever talk about anything political. You know what I'm saying?
And there's people, right? And again, because there's those right over there who can talk about the type of politics. And then there's the people in the middle who like to act like they don't talk about anything of politics, but just call it like it is, right? There's people like... I think like a Dr. K kind of guy, right? Okay. Like he'll have this platform, right?
Hang on, you know that you ever played Clair Obscur where the mom sets up when you fight the moms and you got to set up their shell? Let me set up my shell real quick. Let me do that. Let me hit that real quick, and get ready. Yeah, get ready for a strange combo. Let me hit that, because they are
1,000%.
They are
1,000%. Right? No, for sure, which is okay, right? But like you have a Dr. K, right? Who will, again, it's not necessarily, in my opinion, but not necessarily a bad thing per se, where he would not talk about the things that are pressing matters, clearly, right? As a psychologist, as a doctor, or whatever, the field or whatever he's in, he will not talk about things that are truly affecting gamers, right? Like, they may say, okay, maybe you're like the narcissist shit, right?
He hit that loneliness epidemic hard, man. He did that.
Right.
He did the loneliness, the male loneliness epidemic.
Of course, he hit the loneliness epidemic, right? That's, of course, we hit that. That's easy to hit, right? Talking about narcissists is easy to hit, right? They love talking about narcissists, right? They love talking about. There is just a certain type of things that is much easier to be talked about, right? He had a full-on interview on Asmongold's page, right, where a person named Dr. K, who is into psychology, right, who has the
Harvard trained, from what I hear.
Yes, right, to talk to Asmongold.
What kind of questions did he ask him?
How fun is it to play World of Warcraft? Like, how addicting is it to play World of Warcraft? Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like that sort of fucking thing. Like
Asmongold, he sat down with Asmongold and didn't ask him anything about like cleanliness or depression.
the mental puzzle that Asmongold has, he didn't dare try and like actually really decipher with anything real, right? Anything like tackling his xenophobia, right? His racism, right? Like, no. Let's talk about why you you don't care to go outside as often as you should. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like why you can't get a girlfriend.
Dr. K talking to, I don't know his name, but he was talking to somebody and like he was calling him arrogant. And all sorts of things.
Pirate Software.
What was that? Because he didn't talk to Asmongold like that. The way that he didn't talk to Asmongold, the way he talked to Pirate, because he went in on Pirate Software. Like he did.
He made Pirate Software. Yeah, he made some self-reflection happen for Pirate Software that I also think was a little extras. Like, I know I'm not, you know what I'm saying, and I don't have his same credentials, but what he was saying and how he was describing it for Pirate Software, and I'm not really a quote unquote fan of neither one of them. Right. Pirate Software is a little bit more left leaning. Asmongold is a little bit more right leaning. A little bit. And the way that he was talking about, Pirate Software was a little unfair, right? Pirate Software was saying like, hey, I just like to make sure that people have the full picture before they, like decide something on me. And I don't think that's necessarily that crazy. But he was like, no, that's just arrogance talking because you think you can convince them of the blah, 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 the blah, blah, blah.
But that's idiocracy. If we just like, what?
Have the full. Now, again,
I don't want an idiocracy demographic. I think that's what it is. I figured it out. Idiocracy has actually happened. It's really, it's done. We're there. And, bro, I'm not even joking with you. I know we say that. I feel like sometimes we don't like realize how much words mean and how things like really work. It's also, my nails look dope in that lighting. Point is, idiocracy has really happened, and there are gamers who are just like, I need to go rewatch that movie, but whatever the gamer equivalent of an idiot is, that's what we have. If that's what we have, and like they want streamers, and like I don't want to stream the way that you need, but they also spend their money without thinking about it. See, that's the rub. That's the rub. They
do. They engage mindlessly. They
will comment all day. They don't work this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
They can message all the time.
That is where we are. So there is a certain type of gaming creator that is dead, and I think that is the nuanced one. That is the quote unquote woke one, right? It's a lot tougher to fight through the noise of the it ain't that deep streamer. Right? That's what I would like to call it.
You know how many people have died jumping into a pool, and the first thing they said was, "It ain't that deep." You know how many people have lost their lives?
No, 100%.
Saying 100%. It's not that deep were their last words before they drowned.
Turns out it was indeed that deep. It was deep enough. You know what I'm saying? Like that is. That's 100%. 100%. The new gaming creator archetype, really influencer archetype, is the it ain't that deep kind of person, right? Which sucks because that's really been hijacked, right? Like that's another term or slogan that's really been hijacked. It's not meant to be like a it is literally not that deep of thinking that you have to.
Don't explain it to them. No,
I know, right? Yeah, just leave it.
Because that's how I tell what people I'm dealing. Don't explain, because the minute they figure it out, then we just let them all in. So like, that's just like sinners indding them into the barn. That's what you about to do right now. Don't invite them in. Never mind. Let them.
Have you heard of the super random? Not to get too deep into it at all. Have you seen the New Orleans guy where he's like, don't bump? I never knew of a don't bump elbows with a person, how, because that like switches your destiny, is what they say.
Really?
Yeah. I think New Orleans has cool lore.
But I believe it. I believe that. I don't like people touching me without my permission. No, so, like,
right?
People, I be offending folks. People would go in and like get a hug, and I just be like, sorry.
No, a hug.
What about fist bump? I
fuck with it. I love a fist bump. I will give you a fist bump.
And let me see how you emote afterwards. You know, like,
you know what I'm saying? Do you leave it? You know what I'm saying? Do you drop it slowly?
I could do a fist bump. You know, Let me see your emote.
Hugs are almost always too much in most situations. I had not to go too far. I had we was playing like this game. It was like a kickback kind of thing. And it was this game, and one of the questions was like, because you had to answer the question or take a shot. And one of the questions was just like, how long is appropriate for a hug? Like, how long are your hugs? And demonstrate it, right? And I had said like 1.5 seconds. I said like 1.5 seconds, like, makes sense for a hug. And everybody was looking at me like, what kind of fucking hug is that's not a hug. That's like a high five for your body. Like, that's not really. I feel
like that's a reasonable amount of time.
I think it's a rhythm
gamer.
Hey, how you doing?
Reasonable. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think that's perfect. Anyway, that just goes to show that people got different opinions of different things. And per conversation we're having here, it appears that different people also want different things from gaming creators, right? I will ask you this, and we will start to dwindle down here. If bombs start flying, man, missiles start going crazy, right? And you've been streaming for a while, for whatever reason, you're just at the house while this is happening, and someone hits you in the DMs, like I said before, like, hey man, like, hope you're good. Would love to see you on stream one last time, right? Just one person says it, right? You look at it, maybe you say, oh, you know what I'm saying? Who knows what else you do there? But how many of those messages, realistically, would you have to get for you to say, fuck, I got 12 hours left.
I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it anyway. And what would that stream look like?
Okay, so the answer to that question is it would only take one, depending on who it was from. If it was from anybody that's been with me in the Church of New Game Plus, if it was from anybody that's in my community where, like, on my Discord, they wake up and say good respawn, I can start shouting people names right now, like, because I would know them by heart. Like, if any one of them came on there and said, hey, Mindful Gamer, we all about to go. Would you stream Clair Obscur one last time? Or would you stream Dead as Disco one last time? Or you want me to really get hype with it?
Yeah.
If you would play through the last mission in Mass Effect one last time.
Damn.
I would have to come for it.
Damn.
And
that'll be crazy.
That's what I have it set up. I have the last mission ready in Clair Obscur. I can run through that battle one more time. I can run through that last battle in Mass Effect, and then I would just find a music rhythm game, bro, and just
vibe out.
Vibe that shit out, man. I would vibe that shit out. I'd vibe it out, man.
I feel it, bro. Wow. Okay. That is a good one. That's a good one. Stinker Poo, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I will send you a voice note, a long voice note, to be honest, right? I would
right now.
I would go in, man. I would say how awesome you are, right? And how much I appreciate you, et cetera, et cetera. No, I think I would do it. How many people, man? I think it would depend on it sounds bad, but it would depend on the quality of the message, right? Like, I think if someone hit me and they was like, hey man, you trying to go live one more time? No.
No.
Fuck no.
No.
Actually, fuck you too, right? I hate you, actually. But if they was like, hey, man, like, bada boo boo, and they're sending the whole thing, like this, that, and the third. I was just getting ready to become a bubble. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're really
your
liking
past streams, referencing your past content,
just talking about their life, their effect on it. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're just like provide something like that, I think in that case, it would only take one, right? And you know, there's variables of that, right? If it's less, you know what I'm saying, compelling of messages and it's a bunch of them, you know what I'm saying, like then more, like something like that. And I do think that would be tough. It would be an IRL stream for a while. I would just be yapping, man. I'm about to yap. I'm finna talk about some grievances. It's gonna be a little angrier, right? It's gonna be a little angry. I'm gonna talk some shit about a lot of things where like I'm gonna want the world to end. Because if it don't, I'm gonna be.
No, I'm everything about me ever. I'm going out.
No, I'm going in, man.
I'm talking. I'm saying it from my heart too.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Yeah, tell the world how you really feel.
No, 1000%. Full on yap session.
So well. Oh, I would go in so deep. Deep. And you know, I don't know. Do your community know where you stay in a very major state? And I stay in a very major state.
No, they know what's up.
I'm in a city that definitely would be hit, and you in a city that would be hit.
For sure. For sure. I would say all those things, and I think it's really tough. The game I would play, because I'm within the same lines as you. The game I would play would be either Guitar Hero.
Okay.
I would probably play on like medium or something, because I would really just want to like chat. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna talk like I'm playing the guitar right now. You know what I mean? Or Fuser, which was another rhythm game where it was kind of like a DJ. You could pick the songs and everything like that. You should check out Fuser. It's pretty cool.
All right,
but it's not really a rhythm game though. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of a rhythm game. You should look it up.
I'll check
it out. But anyway, I would
it.
probably play that because I get to pick different songs and I can basically make a DJ set. And in that case, while I'm yapping, I can like really set the soundtrack. I could drop the instrumental if I want to emphasize shit. And it would really just be me on my soapbox 100%. And just that would be the soundtrack quite literally to everything I'm saying.
They would play that
100%.
Classes in the future whenever they recover the
for sure.
data, for sure.
Because I'm sending it to my secret hard drive that I will place. I'm ending the stream about 10-15 minutes earlier. I'm putting it in the safe spot underground. I'm writing, I'm flagging it. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this is where you want to be. You know, this is the information you guys need.
For sure.
Be my last stream. I might just say, hey, for the next people to find this.
For those that come
some things.
For those that come after, bro.
Yes, 100%. Those that come after. For those that come after. Yes. Quite literally. That is what that would be. 100%. 100%. So for those that are here now, where can we find you, Mindful Gaming?
Hey,
what's
look,
up?
y'all, thank y'all for coming. Watch this replay, share it with your friends. Y'all are part of the community that we're talking about, for sure. Y'all are part of the folks that we're talking about. I see some names. I see people that come through. Like we see you. We know that you're there. We appreciate you rocking with us. You can find me. We're getting a new TikTok account, so it can be just straight The Mindful Gamer. I got to get rid of the old one. Time to let go. But you can find me on Twitch at The Mindful Gamer, and you can find me on Patreon at Derek The Mindful Gamer. Come through, join us, Church of New Game Plus. It's gonna all fit together. We already laid the foundation. It's gonna fit together real nice one of these days. I just feel like everything that we got going on, there's just too much positivity around it. Like, and we will always, at the end of the day, we will be able to say we didn't take that easier way out. You know, like we did the work. We worked through it. We talked through it. The algorithm didn't help us. Nobody helped us. This was built by us in the community that we had. So please,
from the ground up,
please come through. Come through.
Yeah, 100%. 8-Bit Close Fist. Check me out. You know what's up. Checkpoint the show. We got new episodes coming out very soon. I promise. I promise.
Man, I've been waiting, bro. I've been for real waiting.
I promise.
I've been for not even a joke. Like, I've been for real waiting, man. I like that first episode.
Yeah.
That first episode was chill, bro.
It should be fun. We got some shit coming for sure now. We already recorded it. Can edit it. And if you're in LA, I'm throwing events out there. come through. Anime and karaoke. I'm throwing one June 26th. Check my page if you want to find that. Also, Anime Expo is coming. I'm throwing a party for that after party. You know what I'm saying? So hit me up if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Come through. We'll have some game stuff and a lot of surprises. All that fun stuff. Come through. Have fun. This is gaming. This is the Checkpoint. I'm sorry, not Checkpoint. Wow. Got my things mixed up. Trying to play conversations here with Ronell.
It can be
Derek.
whatever it needs to be, my guy. They
Come
gonna
through,
all
y'all,
bleed over.
Right. Peace.
All right, take care, y'all.